Oh, and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD show for today, the 9th of May. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Congrats to Do Me Favors for a solid performance, a few $100 close to a takedown in some of the higher dollar stuff. Um, I did not do great. Let's have a look. Where did I put this? Showdowns. Oh yeah. So here's what it looks like if what I say on the show doesn't work out, and I'm building for it. I'm right there with you, right here in the did not win money. I'm trying to win when it's a unique situation, when there's edge, and when my edge doesn't pan out, it's gonna look like this. When I don't win, I don't win. But when I win, it's first, second, third, fourth. That's the whole point. So how are we gonna? Oh, first of all, I should say we are sponsored again by PredictionStrike. Use promo code PhD for their best deposit match deals. You should always try these places that are kind of more niche because there's not going to be as many whales there yet, right? And you can do things like notice the form of their martingale and say, oh, okay, fine. So I should definitely buy in advance of a fight and sell right after a fight for maximum profit. Yes, that seems to be the case. Confirmed by Jamario. And yeah, so just check out the Discord for more on Prediction Strike. Sorting lineups. What? I hit this button a long time ago. What's going on here? So I'll click the button again just to get things moving. There are a fair number of rules, but come on, let's see. I've given you like a few minutes to get going over here, Saberson. Sorting lineups, and we're going to initialize and do all the rest of it too. Just to confirm. Just to confirm. Come on. Well, I'll tell you about all my rules and stuff. Apparently, it's not ideal that this is not actually running. Let me refresh the page. I don't like it when it doesn't actually start the Sims. Like, what's wrong? Do it, do it, do it, do it. So I'm stuck in my old man loop of do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. That happens. There we go. So that's all you got to do if you get stuck in that loop. First of all, Jared Allen missed shoot around. I don't know who thinks this rib injury is not a broken rib, but it's a broken rib. He's not going to play for a while. Like, he's not going to take contact for a while. He needs to recover from this. So he's not a shoot around. He's not, I mean, he might be present in the building. They're going to say present again a few times, probably at shoot around before it's a real thing. But we're not expecting him to be there today. And as a result, I looked at the last game, and you should too. And you should form your expectations. Number one, both of these games were blowouts the last time they happened. So you got to understand that number one, check your optimizer. Check and make sure your optimizer is not using the minutes from game one unless it should use the minutes from game one. For instance, Karis LeVert played the entire fourth quarter, including garbage time in game one. Is he necessarily closing if it's not garbage time in game two? Not sure. And we're going to need Karis LeVert to get there at his ownership today. But yeah, Tristan Thompson wasn't in this build at all, was he? I don't remember seeing his name at all. He was definitely in the, why is he at a cold 0? He was pretty significantly. Oh, right. They were projecting Jared Allen in. Okay, so projecting Jared Allen out, we give Tristan Thompson like 15. He's still definitely in play. So we've got to build in a couple more rules here. The rules I have so far: Horford or Kornet, fork. I've got max 2 out of 4 of Allen, Mobley, Morris, and Thompson. So with Allen out, that's max 2 out of 3 with Mobley, Morris, and Thompson. Because I think 1 out of Marcus Morris Sr. is now in play, assuming that Jared Allen is out. So we've got the news from shoot around. I mean, I don't know who's going to be extended. And number one, these ownerships are wrong because in game one, you saw enough Tristan Thompson that you're going to get some ownership on Tristan Thompson today. Yeah, 15 minutes of Tristan Thompson's plenty. And that did include the garbage time, but so maybe that's what we do. Maybe we build it into, it's already good to be Tristan Thompson or what, Mobley? Yeah. So that's what it's got to be. Max 1 out of 2, Mobley or Tristan Thompson. That's a good rule. Max 1 out of 2, Cleveland centers, just to leave it for next year. Group, no more than 1. In this case, it's going to be not Isaiah Mobley, Evan Mobley, and Tristan Thompson. Okay. We're definitely not playing more, so save that rule. Then we're not going to play more than, 15% chance that Mobley gets in severe foul trouble and they're forced to do this. The other thing they definitely could do is go small with Marcus Morris Sr., but that's already got 1% ownership, so I'd rather take the completely obscure shot. Tristan Thompson's not going to be 0%, so let's put a 1 on there as well. I think both of them. I mean, like when Allen gets ruled out before lock, Tristan Thompson's ownership will go up to 5. Marcus Morris will go up to 5. Both of those are fine. Niang's like reasonable. It's just that he's not that good of a point per minute guy, and he needed the garbage time to get there yesterday. So Tristan Thompson and Marcus Morris are going to be in this rotation regardless of garbage time and could play their way into more minutes either through foul trouble of somebody else or doing well. So that's why I've got them the way I've got them. Oh, good. And it actually ran the thing. So I've got some amount of yeah. But now that I've got the new rule with Cleveland centers, I want to re-click the play button, rebuild lineups, while I talk about the other rules. So other rules, we've got max. Okay, I added this one to control for the blowout on the Boston side because I think it's more important to control for the blowout on the Boston side than the Cleveland side. Cleveland doesn't have bodies. They need players to play. And maybe garbage time happens, but that doesn't matter that much in the game to the outcome. They're going to maybe miss 4 minutes at the end. But Boston could rest them 5, 6 minutes. They got something to play for afterwards, and they got a good team on the bench. So the way I kind of see it is the people who get extended, need to be extended to smash are Tatum, Brown, and Pritchard. But if any, like, and max one of them probably smashes in either a blowout or a close game. Does that make sense? Because in a close game, one of the stars has to fail. And in a blowout, Peyton Pritchard gets there. Yeah, I think it's a good rule. So I added that one, even though it's not a normally our rules are like one or the other. The other place I added a rule that's not one or the other is this Dallas Wings situation. So let's look at Dallas. This was a really tight rotation. So I also have a max, where's the, yeah, 2 out of 3 Oklahoma City Stars, 1 Oklahoma shooting guard. But the other interesting one is here on the wing for Dallas. Yeah, the wing for Dallas, we have max 2 out of 4, just because of the way the lineup shakes out, right? So you got Doncic, you got Kyrie, they're going to be in there for sure. Then at the 4, I think no, right. Then you've got at the 5 either Gafford or Lively. So that's 3. And then so you got 2 spots. 2 guys are going to be on the court at the end. 2 guys get extended. So max 2 out of 4 of the wings of PJ Washington, Derek Jones Jr., Josh Green, and Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know who it's going to be, but the field is like let's look at these ownerships. 20% for PJ Washington. Looks pretty tasty. 7% for Derek Jones Jr. I mean, his price is high, his usage is low, but his minutes could be the moon. So I don't really feel that. That could be some leverage for sure. 50% Josh Green. I see that everybody's chasing. That's good to see. He got there and blow up, right? Like, let's look at this game. Josh Green, yeah, he didn't need it, but he got the last 5 minutes of blowout run, right? And in those 5 minutes, 2 assists. Okay, so he did fine in the rest of the game too. But we don't need to give him 20, what are they giving him, 22 minutes? No, he gets 20 minutes for me. So for me, not the move. I mean, I'll cover some amount of Josh Green. I'm not going to downgrade him. Like I'll lower his projection just because I've raised everybody else's projections good enough. But yeah, I think if the field's 50% on Josh Green, I'm 15, and I'm going to be over the field on the rest of these guys. So your Derek Jones Jr., I mean, not that much, 30%. He's a solid play, but I mean, I don't want to be more than 4x the field on him. Yeah, I want to have a smidge of Tim Hardaway Jr. Yes, I understand the other guy got extended in game 1. Doesn't have to be that way. And also you saw that was a blowout time situation. Tim Hardaway Jr. did not play in blowout time. Possible he gets those 22 minutes instead of Josh Green. So yeah, did I make that a rule? Oh yeah, he's in there with the Dallas Wings rule. So I think I might need to boost up Tim Hardaway a little, just because I do want to get him in some of these lineups because I think he's the favored son over Josh Green in the rotation if he hits his shots. So 15% chance he hits his shots. And in that case, he's going to be a decent like punt play. And Derek Lively's price, and also he got played off the court. He was getting rolled on. Like, I don't know if you we look at the popcorn machine for Derek Lively of guys on this team, minus 13 in like no minutes. He's minus a point a minute. So, I mean, that's the worst on the team. So if you got to cut a guy from the rotation just to like not lose the game, I mean, if you got to do something, it's to put PJ Washington at the 5 instead of Derek Lively. That's what I would do if I was looking at this data and trying to suggest something. And it's actually, they tried to do that here. Like you see it, PJ Washington checks in, 5 seconds, foul, out. What was that between? That was, I think, between Who's coming out? Yeah, Lively coming out and Gafford coming in, I think is where that lines up. It's a little hard to tell because it's such a tiny amount of time. But PJ, that's the other thing for this slate. PJ Washington got in big foul trouble last time. Do not project him for 26 minutes. Do not project him for just 26 plus 5, 31. Project him for 36 minutes. PJ Washington is going to be a huge. Look at how much he played in the second half. He played all except for this little stint of like, what is that? 121. He played all but 3 minutes before blowout time. He could play 42 minutes. I mean, like, that's like what you should do. You know what I mean? Like, so okay, I'm gonna have to add a lot to PJ. I'm very, very into this PJ play. I've talked myself even more into it, but I was already fully into it. He's my number one play of the day, just because rotation-wise for Dallas, they don't have any other choices. And he got in foul trouble in game one, and people are still projecting him for minutes kind of like close to just they're either accounting for blowout or accounting for the foul trouble, not both. So I'm going to lean into the PJ Washington angle, make sure he's in all my top lineups. Then OKC's the last place we got to go. Didn't change much. Jalen Williams is another place where you saw way more of him than you would have expected. I mean, honestly, he played a lot. I just didn't expect that, and he played great. I mean, would you play him more? I probably would. So I have the Joe or Wiggins gets kind of extended off the bench. You saw they're playing all these guys, man. So you can play all these guys too. It's a short slate. You got to get different somewhere. All right, let's look overall now from top to bottom. My ownerships, yep, Shai, Jalen Williams, paid for by, that's way too much, Peyton Pritchard. What do I think, 50-50 chance of a blowout? I mean, 60-40 chance it stays close. No, but Peyton Pritchard's definitely underpriced. 4K, and he's going to see 20-something minutes? Yeah. I'm still on Peyton Pritchard train, even at 26% today. He's still a great play. Peyton and PJ, but I'm 50-50. I think 50-50 is fine for Peyton because he's also cutting down the amount of Tatum and Brown I have by that rule. So since that's in the background. And Shai, 80%, I mean, that's a big. Just because at the top we've got a choice. We've got Doncic. Well, we can fit them all in there. But I still think 80% might be a bit much for Shai. The likelihood that game stays close is just higher, and Shai's amazing. I don't want to tell you not to play 80% Shai, but I'll probably go to 65 just to have a diversity of lineups. I don't know what else that'll get me to. More PJ, that's fine. More Jalen Williams. You know what? Yeah, that's fine. Why don't I take all these guys? It's a shorter slate, so I can relax my 65% rule to more like 70% for great plays. That's not going to be enough, though. Never. Well, it is. Okay, great. All right, now what do I think of the Fields play? I don't think much of it. If y'all are really all over Josh Green today, that's fine. You can have him. If you're playing 40% Jason Tatum, well, good luck finding 40% of full minutes for Jason Tatum tonight. I think that's a little high. I'll go to like 20, 25, 30%. Same thing, Jalen Brown. I get it. These guys are good and they're playing nobodies, but that's the problem. That's why you don't want to play them. So I'm basically minus on everybody in the first game and plus on everybody in the second game. That's what you would expect. That's what it is. Highest leverage, guys I just said already. Oh, Okoro, I didn't mention this. Because obviously Jared Allen's out. I don't know why anybody would project him in at this point. Okoro got massive minutes. Massive minutes. Played great, hit a couple shots. If he hits shots, he's in there even more. But anyway, the amount of minutes he's being projected for is not enough. He didn't get that last shift because of blowout time. There was going to be, what, 4 more minutes? Yeah, 4 more minutes. And did he have foul trouble? No. No, he just missed every single second shot, half shot. So that's the point. He didn't get extended anyway. But there was time he would have gotten some of those Levert minutes or some of those, whoever's in the rule with him minutes. But you have to make sure you have 33 minutes minimum of Isaac Okoro in your lineup today. That is definitely what he's getting, and Saberson is not there yet. And I mean, honestly, that's not even enough. 24 is not, he's going to be one of the best values on the slate for sure. Me being not 65, 70% Okoro is not because he's not going to have the minutes. It's because of the usage, right? Okoro can be really gross if he doesn't hit those threes, doesn't get steals, could foul really, like 50-50 chance he gets in foul trouble probably. I'm talking myself to a little bit lower amount of Okoro, honestly, but like I have a huge disagreement with the field on him. He's definitely going to have the minutes there to smash. I think it's going to update, right? Like what do I think he'll be after Jared Allen confirmed out? 25%? Let's just put 25% there. What do I get for Okoro then? If he's not that great of a play. Oh, okay. So yeah, so I think, yeah, I might go up to 6. I don't know. I'll stay around where I am probably. A little Tristan Thompson, I think, is fine. A little nibble on Marcus Morris is fine. Anybody who tells you they know what's going to go on in that rotation is wrong. We don't know. They're losing. They need to do anything. So they're going to try anything. Chet, great play. Negative leverage guys I don't like. Josh Green, Jalen Brown, Horford, guys from the first game. Yep. Josh Giddey, just like minutes are not secure, overpriced. Great player. I mean, good for the team. They don't need him. Like, you know, you could just concede letting Josh Giddey go to the bench as to win the game, right? I mean, that's fine for OKC at this point. Yeah, I'm shocked by how much better OKC is, but it does seem that way. But yeah, that's basically it. Under leverage first game, over leverage last game. Let's go get it, guys. Remember, you're good enough. Let's see. They've given away 100K for this showdown. So basically the same things will apply for the showdown, I'm sure. Just want to do one little look at it before I leave. See if anybody stands out. Oh, I'm going to be on a PJ Washington tilt, it looks like. Yeah, same deal. Everybody's going to probably be heavy Josh Green based on the last slate and his price. Yep. And I'm going to be heavy PJ Washington based on him being low owned. Yep. So that's where we're at for this. I'll just boost PJ, assuming, yep, he's then the best play on the slate. And at 3% in the captain, that's probably my move here as well. Yeah, you heard the rest of them. We add the 2 out of 3. I've got all the rules in here, so I'll probably run a few lineups anyway. But honestly, I've been debating how much of these. Obviously, I don't want to keep the Miami rules on, but I think I might not going to do the GeoMe ownership filter if I don't like how the set runs. Like yesterday, I didn't really like the way that set looked. It was like kind of only like 600 choices or something, and they wound up looking kind of gross. So I think I'm going to pick it over, and like when it looks fine with the GeoMe ownership filter on, I'll do it. But when it's not, I'm just going to leave it off because I've noticed, I mean, top players play that way. Like Yuta sometimes is playing full uniques when he thinks there's edge. But when there's not, he's not playing full uniques. You don't force it in there. You know what I mean? You play the highest ROI strategy, whether that's full uniques or whether that's 5 dupes or whether that's 10 or 15, wherever the like likelihood of success versus the likelihood of the dupe meet, right? So that's what we're really trying to do here. And for me, that seems to be pretty well gotten by like just salary restriction. So the worst lineups, whenever I post those lists, are always people using full salary. So just don't use full salary and it'll be fine on Showdown. So I'm gonna test that out for a week or two because I got results like the bad one, So I've gotten too many of these recently. So my cure for that is going to be first unapplying the GeoMean filter and only applying salary restriction and seeing if that leads to suitable results or if the dupes are now too much. But I'll let you know. And in the meantime, remember to use promo code PhD on PredictionStrike. And remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us.